Hello, everybody. I'm feeling a little festive today. I'm going to Bon Air in a week's time, so I wanted to just kind of break in my shirt. Dave, uh, thanks for being on here, man. It's our weekly update. Kind of recapping what we're seeing in the real estate market. How you doing, man?
Doing great, Peter. How are you?
Feeling festive.
Love
So
the shirt, man. I wish I was at a tiki bar or something with it.
Me too. Just so everybody knows, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning here in New Jersey right now. But we were looking at some of some data that's coming out right now as we kind of enter the fourth quarter and what the predictions are and what they're being recast to. I think you mentioned something about CoreLogic, specifically on New Jersey.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want me to share a map real quick.
Go for it.
But basically, CoreLogic just came out with this report basically through Q2. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Through Q2, basically, thought it was pretty interesting stat. Obviously, we're here in New Jersey, so that's what we're really focusing on. But I know from forecasters there was a lot of doom and gloom about what's going to happen with equity and appreciation. How people are talking about, oh my God, its price has been going up so quick. It's going to come down. It's going to come down. I know a lot of forecasters, not just like the NBA, Fannie Mae, Morgan Stanley, like Zillow, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, all of them who initially had negative forecasting of appreciation have all changed their tune to be in the 0 to plus 5% range of appreciation. Now, we're on the East Coast, we're in Jersey. In New Jersey, year over year through Q2 per CoreLogic, we're up $24,000 in equity on average for properties in New Jersey. Now, obviously, the East Coast you can see is definitely a little bit stronger than on the West Coast. The West Coast, there was a massive appreciation gain, at unsurmountable pace, where we've been going up 20%, 15%, 23%. They were tripling in house value. So it's no surprise why maybe on the West Coast it's a little different and things are on a decline of equity, gains or losses. But here in Jersey, we're in a very strong economic market, right between obviously New York and Philadelphia. A lot of healthy businesses still making it, and we're in a good spot, from positive appreciation that in our area does not appear to be slowing down. Yes, things are increasing at a smaller percentage, but they are still increasing, and there is a ton of demand with the limited supply that's out there, which is still causing prices to be on the rise in our area. That's what we're seeing.
Hey, Dave,
Like I said, the facts, obviously, this is CoreLogic. This is a very reputable, site based on they see what's going on with closed transactions throughout the country.
Yeah, and Dave, can I just jump in there for one sec? You mentioned something where it's we're not seeing kind of the growth that we were earlier in the year. And what I have a chart as well that I pulled up
Yeah,
from
let me stop sharing on my end
it's
so you can.
yeah, it's keeping current matters, but there's a lot of seasonality factors. You don't typically get the month over month increase of prices that that you see in the beginning of the year. So this is a historical 49-year average. We're going into September. You'll see that typically month over month, the spring market is where you see the highest amount of increases. And kind of the analogy that I love is you're still going uphill. You're just not going as fast as you were when you first started the drive. Right. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And then you'll see in like about 6 months from now, the market will start picking up again, and just seasonally adjusted, we're still doing well. And then you mentioned just, $24,000 in equity in New Jersey. I was asking you before we started recording, just kind of what you're seeing people, because I know I got a lot of friends that are doing renovation loans. I'm actually renovating right now on my house. I'm seeing a lot of people also saying, hey, you know what? My kid's moving, is graduating college, or even going to college. I want to buy them a condo that they can share with a roommate. And they're picking up because honestly, their kids can't afford it, but they can, right? Because they have the equities. So are you seeing things like that on your end? Because I'm seeing it happen more and more on mine.
Yeah, I mean, more as in our area with home prices up, and some sellers not wanting to sell for certain purposes or matters. We are seeing them tap into their equity to do improvements to their homes, take some cash out. Obviously they got kids in college, they're helping pay college, they're giving gifts for purchasing properties. Obviously, I'm not an accountant, but IRS, allows typically, I think it's $17,000 per individual parent married, so they can give up to $34,000 to the kid, from a gift to not have to pay a tax and things like that. And if they're also spousal or they want to gift to, you know, their husband, wife, kids, potentially there's more money to give than just the 34,000 if there's multiple borrowers on a transaction. So there's different ways that we're seeing people try and help their children, get into the market as well as things have become a little more challenging, to try and improve offers, put a little bit more money down, do different things. But yeah, overall, we're seeing more people try and utilize the equity of their homes, to do different things, maybe buy an investment property, maybe do this or do that, do different things to, just stay active, as it is still a good investment, real estate overall,
Right.
as and they're just utilizing it as another source of income potentially.
Yeah, and Dave, I'm gonna pull up another chart here. It's one of the things is that, as we're going into the fourth quarter, this is where, people typically put out their predictions of what they think is going to happen next year. Let me see if I can pull this up for you, bud. So this was what we were talking about, the 2023, if you can follow my mouse here, where most of the major sites thought we were going to have a down market for this year. And you mentioned kind of, again, the West Coast is, not the East Coast, two different, very different markets.
Mm-hmm.
How a lot of these adjustments where they were in the red are now coming in the black. And it's amazing because this is the trend that's happened for the last 2 years. Going back to I guess 21 Q4 where they were predicting the market to be down. 25% of the experts were saying the market was going to be down. 2022 going into 2023, 37% of the population thought the market was going to go down. And obviously, it's not happening. We're still seeing supply and demand issues, especially by us. I think that the equity in the homes is starting to outweigh the interest rate because people can put down such a significant amount of money. Starting to see that trickle down a little bit as well. Are you seeing that on your end?
Yeah, I mean, I know you just help somebody out, to take a line of credit out so they can look to purchase. Luckily, they're able to qualify because obviously, if you're going to pull the money out, you got to make sure you got to use that new payment, factoring in. But they're going to want to, rent out their other place because they have a low rate on their existing home. They just need something bigger, and they want to utilize that. Once again, from an investment perspective, it makes sense for them to keep it and rent that one out, and then go purchase something bigger. So we just help somebody out, pull a nice line of credit out. So they've got, 20-25% down just from that alone, to do it. And, they're just trying to find the place. They had one, unfortunately, it didn't work out. So now they're still looking. But we're definitely seeing, people trying to tap into that equity, for multiple things, not just that, but there's people that are looking to even do some debt consolidations, right? I mean, even though the rates on those line of credits are a little higher, but still nowhere near where credit card debts are in the 20-30% range, so it could still save people thousands of dollars a month, by trying to, clean up, some liabilities and be able to be in a better position. So we're seeing all different avenues right now.
Yeah, no, it's I think people are just getting creative right now. I think, there's such a ferocious appetite for homes right now. Obviously cash buyers are not impacted by interest rates. It's just can they find homes? And then, unfortunately, life circumstances change, whether it's the divorce, that's on the, kind of on the negative side. But, if you have more children, right, it's you need a bigger house. And it's all kind of falling into this line of, it's just getting more expensive. That's the inflation part of it. And, it's people are still moving though. Seeing our friend, a lot of friends moving out of state. And you're helping my buddy up in New York as well. So it's I appreciate you doing that. What other states do you cover, Dave? I don't think we've ever really spoken.
Yeah, so I'm licensed in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, North Carolina, Virginia, and the great state of Florida. So I'm licensed 7 states. Our company is licensed in all 50, including Puerto Rico, actually.
No.
So our company can help out in other states that I am not licensed in, and I can help facilitate a smooth transfer to our referral state desk. But I'm licensed in those 7 states, and can we do a lot of business in New York and Florida specifically, just because there's a little bit more inventory over in those states right now, and even North Carolina too, a lot more new construction, Florida too. So we're just trying to tap into as many areas as we can right now, to try and keep busy, obviously. So our company is very strong right now. Cross Country Mortgage, the stats we just went through our sales meeting yesterday. We're still the top 3 lender in the country. So overall, we are still obviously we're still doing volume. Overall, credit pulls are certainly up. More so people are still looking. It's just the transaction count is down just because there's everything is such a small pool right now, right? So you got so many people trying to, get into that, narrow funnel. It's just you gotta just keep hustling, keep working, and you know, um, at some point in time, I think next year things will probably get a little bit better. Let's hope that obviously people, they're just going to have to sell, and have some more inventory come out. Whether or not rates do get a little better next year or not, for an election year, we'll find that out, to be determined. But it's not slowing down. There's a lot of buyers out there. They don't care about where the rates are. They just want to get a house. They don't want to be paying rent.
Right. So that's another thing. I saw another trend that came out. Obviously, housing prices have increased on both ends, both the rental and the purchase market. One thing that people don't realize is once you purchase a home and they lock in on a 30-year mortgage, that number flatlines for them. Whereas rentals can continue going up for, indeterminate amount of time. I'm starting to see some towns like put rent restrictions or caps on things, but it's not a fan favorite, especially when people are buying homes as investment properties, etc. So uh
Right.
I'm glad you pointed that out because once you like, who cares what interest rates go up to once you're locked? The only time you care
Yeah,
is
when you're locked in, though, just remember, obviously, it doesn't mean you're married to that rate, right? So if you go buy a house right now and your rate's,
yep,
not attractive, necessarily, and next year, if rates drop, or the year after that, rates drop, and you can save hundreds of dollars a month, you know, we can always refinance, right? Typically a borrower's got to make 6 payments. Usually they want to make sure you got some sort of stability on that new mortgage, to refinance,
yep,
especially if you're looking to possibly utilize a higher appreciation value. You typically got to wait 6 months until after you purchase to get a new appraisal as well. versus you're not going to refi right away and get a different value. They're going to use the sale price. So typically you want to wait 6 months at a minimum, but in New Jersey, there's no prepayment penalties. So there shouldn't be any issue with looking to refinance as long as it makes sense and there's a benefit to the borrower, right? You don't want to refinance just to refi. You want to make sure there's a benefit to the borrower.
Yeah. So, Dave, I want to recap a couple of things before we kind of get off here. I know you got a busy day.
Yeah.
I as I do. Even though I'm feeling festive, people got equity on their homes. What are their options, especially if they're carrying credit card debt? Because that's through the roof. The average, I think, some disgusting number makes me want to throw up. Is like 50,000. People wanting to move out of state, or life circumstances, renovation loans, etc. So we covered those top three things. What's the best way if people have questions of contacting you?
Yeah, all types of mortgage financing questions will help you out with all your mortgage needs. Please reach out 732-853-4969. It's my lifeline, my cell phone, or you can hit me up email david.baum@ccm.com.
All right, dude. Listen, I appreciate your time as always. These are fun. It's always great coming up with topics with you. I think that they're informative. Certainly keeping me sharp as I talk to my buyers out there. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll be back next week. Later, Dave.
All right, have a great day, everybody. Take care.